In her 2010 memoir, The Butterfly Mosque, published by Grove Atlantic, author Willow Wilson recounts her journey of crossing cultural boundaries and embracing Islam as a young American raised in an atheist household in Denver, Colorado. She describes her first encounters with Islam while studying at Boston University, moments that eventually led her to Cairo and to a romance with a Muslim man, Omar, who would later become her husband. The memoir highlights themes and perspectives that reappear throughout Wilson's body of work, which consistently aims to represent Muslim, Muslim American, and Middle Eastern characters with nuance for Western readers. In 2014, Wilson introduced Ms. Marvel, the hit comic featuring Kamala Khan, a Muslim teenager from New Jersey, celebrated as one of the rare superhero series to center on a Muslim girl. She also authored Alif the Unseen, a fantasy novel blending Middle Eastern folklore with modern politics. The Butterfly Mosque earned recognition as one of the Seattle Times best books of 2010, while Wilson herself has received honors such as the Hugo Award, the World Fantasy Award, and the Dwayne McDuffie Award for Diversity. Wilson begins her memoir in the United States, immersed in Islamic and Quranic studies at Boston University. Her fascination with the subject begins in her first class, though it is only after an illness that she commits to converting to Islam. Growing up in a staunchly atheist family, she conceals her conversion from both relatives and friends. Wilson reflects on the prejudices she encountered, her parents' disdain for religion, as well as the wider American suspicion of Islam, particularly after the attacks of September 11, 2001. She recalls, "Religion was taboo in my family, and Islam was taboo in my society. These pressures are not easily shaken off, and I sometimes felt as guilty as if I had committed a crime." Despite these conflicts, she chooses to embrace her faith and accepts a teaching job in Cairo, eager to continue her studies in Islamic and Middle Eastern culture. At age 25, Wilson moves to Cairo in 2003, where the sharp contrast between her American upbringing and Egyptian life immediately overwhelm her. Poverty, pollution, and a lack of familiar comforts leave her unsettled. Soon after her arrival, she meets Omar, a fellow instructor and native Cairene, whose knowledge of both Middle Eastern literature and the Western canon, including Shakespeare, captivates her. Their relationship quickly deepens, and they become engaged. Alongside recounting their romance, Wilson reflects on her position as a woman in a new cultural landscape. She contrasts Western assumptions with her own observations, writing that a Middle Eastern woman is far less free than a woman in the West, but far more appreciated. Her encounters with figures such as a sheikha, a female religious leader, further challenge common Western stereotypes, revealing women's historical authority within Islamic traditions. Wilson admits to fearing her introduction to Omar's family, only to be welcomed warmly, particularly by his mother Sohair. This acceptance reinforces her devotion to her faith and her new life, though she continues to feel like an outsider, even among friends and loved ones in Egypt. Rejecting the expatriate community, she instead commits to her life abroad while privately missing the sense of belonging tied to her American home. The memoir concludes with her marriage to Omar beside the Nile, symbolizing her decision to establish a permanent life in Cairo. Yet, Wilson emphasizes that marriage does not erase the tensions of navigating two worlds. Rather, it is in this balancing act that she finds meaning. She portrays both the difficulties and the beauty of life between cultures, neither romanticizing nor condemning, but instead reconciling opposing perspectives to create a more complete vision of her experience. Though some critics have argued that Wilson does not fully explore the emotions behind her conversion or the development of secondary characters, The Butterfly Mosque remains a significant work. It offers an intimate exploration of faith, family, and love, while contributing to a growing body of literature that complicates and enriches portrayals of Muslim women and Islam for Western audiences. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this video, leave a like and subscribe.